Betting on sports can be hard, but hiring Morgan & Morgan is easy. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/bestbets or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/bestbets. This is a paid advertisement.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
The good.
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good.
The bad.
I've had it with this job. Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
And the ugly.
First of all, that's horrible.
Well, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
So Bryce Young, the number one pick in the draft 2 years ago, a guy in which the Carolina Panthers gave up a ton of picks, capital for, and proven players, was so bad this year, the team knew it and they said, no more. Like, you can't play at this level. Sat him down, thought it was a good thing for him. Maybe he could learn by not playing, and came back in, and he looks like a completely different player. I'm going to say that benching was correlated with how the kid is now playing, and it's been like since that he was named the starter again. 68 yards rushing, which is under the radar. He didn't throw for a zillion yards, but he accounted for 3 touchdowns. I think everybody there, Carolina, Dave Canales, and Bryce Young, deserve a ton of credit for this flip and the 180 that we've seen from this guy.
Totally agree. It's great coaching, too.
Yep. Ben Johnson, my good.
Oh, yes.
I tweeted out the video yesterday. This is incredible. Here's a tweet from Kalen Collar. The Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs coordinated trip on the Laporta touchdown play is called, quote, stumble bum. And it was a design trip inspired by a play Ben Johnson saw of Jordan Love actually dropping the snap versus Chicago and pulling off a big pass. He noticed that on film, said, I think we got something here. The entire Lions team was in on the bit. Craig Reynolds said after the game, backup running back, that the entire sideline was screaming ball during the stumble to make the Bears defense think the ball was on the ground.
That is next level.
That's absolutely brilliant. How many guys are like Ben Johnson?
That's nuts. Well done.
Also, my good, you got to tip your cap to Sam Darnold again. 3 more touchdowns. Pauly, as I mentioned earlier, I have not noticed today comeback player of the year anywhere. I think books are probably saying, I don't know what to do here.
Yep.
Maybe Darnold's going to win. He was 25-1 last week. We don't want to get buried on this like Joe Flacco last year, so let's pull it.
Yep.
The guy deserves something.
No doubt.
I don't know what it's going to be. Also, my good, the Cleveland Browns. And I say this because that's exactly what a team is supposed to do, right? They moved up ahead of the Raiders yesterday with those results. They're not picking number 5th overall in the draft. They can say whatever they want. They know deep down that Jameis Winston, all the bad that comes with him, there is some good there, and there's a chance that he can be good enough to win a game, which they don't want to do at this point. Start the players that give you the best chance to lose, and DTR gave him that chance. They're now picking them in the top 5. And I'll tie that into my ugly here coming up in a little bit.
My good, the atmosphere and settings for the college football games. Give us another weekend of that. Those home games on campus sites are awesome. And while the games didn't deliver, the atmosphere did, and it was awesome at Notre Dame and Ohio State and Penn State with the whiteout. Boy, that stadium, people can chime in. That stadium's in the middle of nowhere. It's like, I couldn't see. They did the overhead shot. I didn't see a house. It's crazy. It's all trees. And then what they had at Texas, McConaughey going nuts. Top notch.
Amen.
That was awesome. We got to do that again for another round. Joe Burrow. First quarterback in history, 7 games in a row, at least 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. Leads the league in passing yards, 4,200 yards, 39-8 touchdown INT ratio. Getting it done. I know it's been a frustrating year for him and the fan base, but he continues to put up ridiculous numbers. The bad, someone take Lane Kiffin's phone away and change his password for social media. He's embarrassing himself. Tweeting again during the games. The committee. You got to say, shut up. You lost as a 2-touchdown favorite at home to Kentucky. The same Kentucky team that got routed at home by Louisville. Stop it. You lost as a double-digit favorite off a bye against Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You lost 3 times. You're not in because you lost 2, but you have 2 bad losses. You did it to yourself. It's just ridiculous. You're behaving like a child.
Yep, pretty simple.
You have no business being in, Lane, and then they all shut up. Because then Tennessee went out there and embarrassed
Funny
themselves.
how that worked, huh?
Yeah, they all shut up. The fine bombs, the SEC people, as Tennessee got routed, and it was men against boys.
I hope Georgia loses by 4 touchdowns.
Oh, I would love to see it. Signetti, the game plan of being conservative. What was your whole goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Why do you punt there from midfield? McDonough was stunned. And I know Wes Reynolds was great on X. He was at the game. Dr. Gebhardt, it was a once-in-a-lifetime great season. Glad you made it. But Sean McDonough and McElroy were right at the end of the game. This whole discussion about SMU, Bama, Bama, SMU, Miami, Miami, Bama. Why was Indiana in? They're the ones who got exposed because their best win was Michigan. Mm-hmm. That was a team that didn't belong. You're right. Miami was never blown out. The 2 losses were good. It didn't make any sense why it was just Indiana and you couldn't question them. But the other thing, too, about the complaining. Again, no one took anything from you. You would have been watching the New Mexico Bowl. We got the added games. It didn't work out. But as you tweeted, everyone freaking out about calm down. This happens in the March Madness and the Final Four. And you go back this is Rox Dellinger, Yahoo Sports. The last 10 years, semifinal games, college football playoff. 14 of the 20 games were decided by 2 touchdowns or more. 8 of the 20 games decided by 3 touchdowns or more. This happens on a regular basis.
All the time. Do we
Grow
have
up, people. Grow up.
Short memory loss here
Yeah.
in this country. My bad. Oh, boy. My childhood flashed in front of my eyes on Saturday. I was stunned when the news came across that Ricky Henderson passed away. Idolized him as a kid who loved baseball. I wanted to be him. I had his stance. I tried to do his stance when I played baseball. He was an absolute superstar to me when I was younger. Went to go see him play. I wanted to see him do the snap catch that we do. He did it right away in the game that I saw at the Metrodome. I was blown away by it.
I remember I told you that story. I tried that. High school.
Right off the noggin?
I broke my nose.
Yeah.
I tried this on a line drive, the snatch catch, and I missed it.
Yep.
Broke my nose.
He's the best leadoff batter in history.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's one of the best players in the history of the game. I was frozen in time on Saturday when I got the news. That was so sad. 65 years old.
Great interview. Oh, an old-timer.
That sucked.
Yep.
Kyle Pitts, speaking of that, I give up. I'm never making the case for this guy ever again. The pass yesterday from Michael Penix, right on his chest, turning it around, drops the ball, it's picked off. He might score a touchdown there. If I ever make the case again for this guy, like in a player prop or say I think it's going to bust out year, you know that I'm being held hostage somewhere. Come and get me.
Blink twice.
That dude, I'm done. And also, fantasy football, the bad. It's every year. Thank God I don't own Jalen Hurts in any of my leagues, but you played this whole time. And I saw other people tweeting about this. Great, I'm 12-2. Others are 11-3. Hurts is my quarterback. I'm in the semifinals of the playoffs. And it's my biggest love-hate other than my golf game that I have is fantasy football.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this the dumb and the ugly. So going back to what I said about the Browns, that's how you do it. You start DTR. This is with the Las Vegas Raiders. You were sitting at the number 2 pick overall in the draft. Could get the number 1 if you lost out. Okay, I understand. These are grown men we're talking about. They're paid professionals. Jobs are on the line. They don't want to lose. I get all of that. I'm not telling you that the player is going to go out there and lose on purpose to lay down, not go 100%. But what I'm telling you is when Aiden O'Connell was banged up and you had a chance to shelf him for the rest of the season and just play Desmond Ridder, what I was saying about the Browns, who gives them a better chance to win right now? Jameis Winston. There's a reason why they play DTR, in my opinion. There's a reason why the Raiders could have played Desmond Ridder. And if they win, they win. Then I got nothing to say about it. But give your team the best chance to lose games, to get a pick. It's every stinking year with this team. And I don't know if they get the pick right anyway, because they have whiffed so many times, it's absolutely depressing.
People in the stands have the Tank for Sanders signs.
What a pathetic organization.
Yep.
And the college football playoff noise, as you were saying, is my ugly. The results-based nonsense, man, it drives me insane, Paul. about how you see Indiana get blown out. Now, should they have been in? Here's the part that I don't get. How come there wasn't more chatter about why Indiana is automatically in?
All right, that was the big one.
Okay.
McDonough was right. Their resume was atrocious.
But all of these teams that were bitching in, like the Lane Kiffin types, your season, it was right in front of you. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is not lose to a really bad Kentucky team, pal. That's it. And for Alabama, again, don't go to Oklahoma and lose by 3 touchdowns and get blown out, because Oklahoma was bad. You had a chance. You would have been in. And don't tell me that you deserved it because other teams like SMU got blown out. That's it.
The Jets, the sequence in the fourth quarter, it's 4th down. It's 4th and 4. They're going to try to draw the Rams off sides, free play, before the 2-minute warning. False start. So then it becomes 4th and 9. They have to kick the field goal from 49. They miss it. And then 4th and 4 from the 4th and goal from the 4. They pass on the field goal. They go for it. Don't get it. And then they go for it from their own 35, stuffed. Leads to Rams points. It's incredible. And Jennings, SMU. 28-point swing. 3 interceptions, 2 pick sixes. Guy wide open for a touchdown, misses him. You could run for the first down, no problem. Decided not to run. Sacked 3 times, drive down the field, sacked, missed field goal, had to settle for a field goal. To be the reason why your team lost. You don't have to be the reason you win. Don't be the reason you lost. And everyone saw it, and you have to sit on that and eat it the whole year. That's the tough part. For everyone to go out there and play hard and you move the ball, and then you're the reason the team loses. That after how bad he played in the first half against Clemson.
Right.
That's the killer. Because they were moving the ball. Just 2 horrific decisions with the interceptions. Just handed the game to Penn State.
The 4th and 1 play.
I just run it.
How bad is that decision?
It's 1,000%. Just run it.
Yep, you're in.
And
you got it.
He got greedy, and then he made a bad pass. Oh, God.
A Monday night football preview is up next. It's chalky, but all the signs are there for this player to go off. We'll tell you who coming up next on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Pauly, I'm looking at the odds screen right now and several apps for tonight's Monday Night Football game. Packers laying 14 or 14.5 out there against the Saints. The first 5 players listed to score an anytime touchdown are all Green Bay Packers players.
I took a shot with some Saints. I said, why not?
Well, not the first of the game.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay.
Right. As high as Josh Jacobs, like around $3.
Yeah.
Then Tucker Kraft is minus money. So is Jaden Reed. Then it's Dobbs and Watson. Kendre Miller is the first guy that you can find on the list of any Saints player. Five players for the Packers are ahead of anybody from the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something. It's an all-timer tonight. It's your big boy. Love has never laid more than 6.5. Now we're up to 14.5 here. So let's go in the cafeteria freezer, go work on the plays and a little kumbaya what Rattler and the Saints were doing. So I know the first start looked bad. He was horrendous, but showed something there in relief of Haener in the comeback against Washington and almost won the game.
Yep.
He's not bad at 9-1 anytime touchdown. Could be a blowout, runs one in late. But Packers win and they're in. Maybe they're looking ahead to the big matchup Sunday against the Vikings. Who knows? But LaFleur's been great in December and also great winning games, period. So it's a New Orleans team that's still playing hard for Rizzi, 4-1 to the under, but has a ton of issues against good teams. That's how bad that's been all year. 1-6 ATS against teams with a winning record, 0-4 ATS run on the road, 3-4 ATS run in prime time. But it goes down to you don't have Olave, you don't have Kamara. It means it should be a big day for Miller. I mean, a lot of dump-offs and you get a lot of carries, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know what to expect from this team offensively against a much-improved, good Green Bay defense, and kind of an unknown with Rattler as well. So, tough game here, but a ridiculous amount of points. And maybe the Packers take it easy on them, and who knows? Maybe Love makes a couple weird decisions, and it's close in the third quarter.
Well, let's take a peek at some of the numbers here on the New Orleans Saints on the defensive side of the ball. Some of their advanced numbers when it comes to slowing down opposing teams' running attacks. They are 29th overall in DVOA, adjusted line yards. They are 24th in power success allowed, third worst stuffed rate in the entire league. They're 29th in the second level and 19th overall in the open field. So if you go back full season here, Barkley went crazy against him. Kareem Hunt had 100 yards and a touchdown. In the same game, Sean Tucker had a $136 in a score. Bucky Irving had 80 and a touchdown. Javonte Williams had 88 and 2 scores. Hubbard had a good game. And more recently, Bijan Robinson had 20 for a $116 and 2 scores. And Kyron Williams had 15 carries for 104 yards and 1 touchdown. You know what running back falls into the same categories, a lot of those guys? Meaning, like, he's getting a lot of yards this year and a ton of carries. It's Josh Jacobs. So his carries prop tonight is up to 21.5. You might be able to find, if you can still find, like, is 20.5 over plus money worth it to you?
Yes.
Okay. I would say a little bit too, to me.
It should get there, especially if you're playing with the lead and ground and pound in the second half. But, New Orleans, they got issues everywhere. I mean, you're 30th overall defensively, 20th against the pass. And I get also making the case for Love, longest completion, and Watson, Dobbs, longest reception, too. Because Green Bay takes a ton of shots deep. And I think going back, the Love thing has cashed 8 of the last 11. Longest completion. So if you're going to take shots and the Saints give it up, which they do, I think it's, and I don't hate the Watson prop here at Circa. To have 80 yards is plus 360. The guy can have a 60-yard catch, no problem. And how they throw it deep to him. You're not going to get a lot of targets and receptions, but they'll take shots down the field. And there's just so many weapons here that I think one of these guys is going to land a big one and land a bomb. And longest touchdown over also in play here. With what the Saints give up and how the Packers play. Let's
climb that ladder a little bit more with Christian Watson. 90 plus is plus 440. Is 100 yards plus receiving from him preposterous? It's plus 630 for him.
Wow.
You can go all the way up to 125 plus yards at 13-1.
I think there's a chance there because Reed's been on a milk carton. They figure that out. What's been going on with Reed? So still Dobbs has been good. But there's certainly a case to be made. And maybe Musgrave being back takes away from Kraft. I don't know what to make of that as he's come back. So I think there's something there with Watson. But you got to be on Miller's stuff. 14.5 receiving yards. I mean, he's a young quarterback. He's going to dump it off to him. When in doubt, give me something easy. Let me build the confidence, something short. He's my guy. Well, and then he should be able to get 50 yards rushing too, yes.
They also love throwing to Kamara, and I get it. Kamara is a very good back, doing both things, running and receiving, but they love throwing to the running back anyway.
Yeah.
So it might be a good angle there with Miller. So who's the number one receiver on the Packers? Because Reed plays in the slot, and then who would you, is it Reed? Is he the number one guy?
I don't know. That's a tough call.
Because the Saints are number one in DVOA at guarding that position.
Well, I mean, if it's 3rd and 7, who's he looking to? I would look at Dobbs.
Okay.
Don't you? I know he had the suspension and what he was doing, bit of a head case, but I think if it's 3rd and 7, he's looking his way.
All right. The Saints are also 27th in DVOA against wide receiver number 2. So they struggle there, and they're 28th against the tight end position.
Ooh.
I mean, Tucker Kraft is the first book I just looked at right now, minus 125 to score tonight. There's no way I could bet that number with him.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think Musgrave is going to actually eat into his potential touches?
And maybe that's in play.
Because they are so bad against that position overall?
See how they treat it. Yes. Scantling go off? He's low. You don't think he'll love this? He'll relish this opportunity, come back?
Total revenge game here for him.
We did it to himself with all the drops and never panned out. But he's made some big plays here for the Saints.
No, he has.
I mean, he was a disaster for the Chiefs. But here he is now making plays, and maybe Johnson could do something. I don't know. Moreau might have one catch. I think he's too high at 22.5. But again, you got an unknown here with Rattler. I wouldn't be shocked if he throws for 250 or it's just a disaster and this thing's 21-0 in the second quarter. Would you?
No.
I mean, it's a tough one tonight.
He is juiced to the gills by the way to throw an INT.
I know he's Winston territory.
I know.
He's 220.
Here's the thing: does that actually mean there's some value on the under?
On the no plus 180?
Yeah, under half.
Yeah.
The Packers are also very good at
they are
intercepting the passer though. So
yeah,
I'm looking at MVS in the game log right now. So he's not going to get you a lot of catches like you said. My God, he's got 18 on the year. But if you go back and look at game by game, the longest catch, last 5 games, 39 yards, 22, 28, 71, and 67. They take a shot with him? Would you rather
Absolutely.
play? Would you rather play over? What is it? 18.5? You said. Mm-hmm. Is it the longest, or is that the for the game?
He's 33.5 for yards. 18's probably the longest.
18's the longest then. Okay.
Yeah. But I think that's something there too, and then these Green Bay guys as well.
Well, if they
to go longest reception.
Here's the thing, right? Again, the Saints have nothing to play for. So do you want to go out there, get loose, have a little bit of fun to close the season?
Right.
Rizzy could maybe go into the bag of tricks if he has it at all.
Yeah, why not? Fake punt, so yeah, get nuts.
And then why not take shots occasionally? And if they're going to do that, isn't MVS the guy like almost every single time based on how many guys have been injured for the team this year? Might not be a bad angle.
Yeah.
The Packers have been really good with scripted plays, by the way. That's the thing about Matt LaFleur. So do they come down right away in this game and get a touchdown? Because you bet Saints players to score first.
Yeah. What's the defer thing? Did you do any digging into that?
I did not do any of that, no.
What does he like to do if he wins the toss? Yeah. But I just think maybe Love could make a mistake early, or maybe it goes Rattler's way. They take one. I just thought the prices were too good with some of these guys.
No, I don't.
So I took a shot with these Saints players.
No, here's the thing.
He looked good. They could have won that game. I know the officiating was a joke, but that completely flipped. That's 17-0 Washington. Hayner couldn't do anything.
Right.
Rattler comes in, bang. We got a game, and they almost won.
Oh, and here's the thing of what you just said. So you thought the prices were too high. That's going to happen every time that you have a big favorite in the NFL like this. And as I said, the top 5 guys to score an anytime touchdown are all Green Bay Packers before you get to one player on the Saints. So based on that, that's going to present some pretty good numbers that you're going to find on Saints players. Like under that scenario where maybe Love, I mean, he has plenty of turnover-worthy plays, by the way. That's kind of who he is and what he does by taking all these shots down, and he's a little careless with the ball. Or if the Saints get the ball first, and they do have, like I just said, maybe Rizzy's out there, screw it. Let's just go out there and play, not reckless, but get a little nuts here tonight.
Yeah.
That's going to present some big numbers on players that would make some sense then, potentially.
Miller had 9 for 46 against Washington, and now without Kamara. I just think he can have a big day. Some of these prices I've never seen before, or it's been a while. Successful 2-point conversions, almost 4-1. Overtimes 20-1.
Wow.
Team to score 40 points plus 450. Want to become a sharper better this holiday season? VSiN has the ultimate gift for you, or the sports better in your life. Take advantage of our holiday special. Get VSiN Pro access. Everything we do through May 1st for just $79. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, the dog videos, and the betting guides. Make this holiday season unforgettable with the gift of smarter betting. VSiN.com/subscribe. You'll get lost in everything that's offered there. Everyone's doing a great job at VSiN.com.
Up next, current playoff odds, division numbers, and every awards market now has an odds-on favorite. We'll kick it around next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We will hit that Monday night game, by the way. Plenty more in the next 90 minutes. We're hanging around tonight, Monday night, 2 days before Christmas. Von Tobel, Humans as well, doing a full Monday Night Football preview with them. Updated numbers now. We'll do divisions, playoffs, and some awards here. NFC South, Buccaneers minus 135, Atlanta plus 110. That was a huge game in that race last night as Tampa Bay could not pull it out against Dallas.
Stunned. Horrible loss. I still like the $1.30 because you get Carolina and New Orleans at home, and I think Atlanta loses Sunday night, but now the door's open. And this is what you could have grabbed plus 550 on both teams to win the division in the last couple months here. So, but that is just unacceptable. You hold them to 3 points in the second half. Lamb is hurt. You know where they're going anyways. Can't run the ball. Totally shut down Dowdle. And then between the McMillan drop, which should have been a touchdown, you're going to win the game anyways. Why are they? Was it White? Why are you carrying the ball like a loaf of bread? Oh, someone might take it from you. And that's what Bland did.
Well, that was positioning, and he trying to make a play. Because, first of all, they were going to sack Mayfield.
Yeah,
somehow he
true.
got out
Just
of it,
gets rid
threw
of
the
it.
ball. And
but he's holding the ball like
well,
this.
I know, but I think it was based on how he caught the ball and trying to, position his body at that point. That was just – I thought what Bland did to rip the ball out of his hands was more impressive than the INT almost. But that INT
Yeah.
was incredible.
I can't believe he doesn't come down with it. It's in his hands, right? That's a touchdown. And then, and then Aubrey gets you, which is just, it's an all-time kicker. He's the best of all time. I don't care. To think about on the first possession, third and long, you're just going to run a pitch play because, well, we'll call it good. We're 58, 59, it's good. And they settle for the 58-yard field. He makes 2 of those. He makes another one from 53 and another one from 49, and he beats me.
It's crazy good.
And it's a great job by McCarthy and Rush, how they're playing. And I don't hate your opinion that get some picks, whatever, trade Dak. Because certainly they've looked great offensively with Rush. And they should have beat Cincinnati in the Monday night game and still been in this thing.
Next year, I think it's going to be the year to buy on the Cowboys. I did not like them at all this year. That's actually probably my biggest regret in terms of win totals. I didn't have anything on that. I was looking at under, 10.5 the entire time.
Yeah, Uncle Lou loved it, yeah.
Yeah, I did not bet him.
Sure.
Regret that move.
Sure.
But I think next year is going to be the year to buy some on the Cowboys when they might be a little bit low.
You like Tampa, though, still? Why are you a little concerned? I think that point spread's crazy. They can't be more than a touchdown to Carolina. They should have lost the first game.
I would agree with that. Although, who do they play in Week 18?
Saints at home.
That's right. So their schedule is easier than Atlanta's moving forward.
And then Atlanta closes with Carolina.
That's right.
So that also, right. Big edge to Tampa. The $1.30 is too low.
How does Atlanta lose to Washington and still win their division? That, to me, I get it. Tampa Bay would have to lose to Carolina, which is, that's doable.
Yeah.
But it just seems to me like Washington is going to win this game on Sunday night.
Yep.
So in the NFC South, the Lions are almost $3, not quite, but like $2.85. Vikings are plus $2.30. Now, the back-to-backs here, Lions at the Niners on Monday night. Are they a dead team?
Yeah.
And then they play Minnesota at home in Week 18. Minnesota on the flip side, they're at home against a good Green Bay team on Sunday. Hell, they're only laying 1.5 or 2 points. And then that's obviously going to be how it plays out there in Week 18.
Well, give me that. That'll be the final game of the regular season. Give me Detroit, Minnesota for the 1 seed. That's it.
AFC South, Ravens now minus 150. This thing is completely flipped. It was plus 180 2 weeks ago. It was plus 140 early last week. I mean, then was the time to bet Baltimore.
Right there for them. Also a big edge Week 18. They're home to Cleveland. Pittsburgh's got to play Cincinnati. Cincinnati might need it to keep their season alive.
Right.
And the Rams are $7. I was reading. I think the league will wait till this game is played tonight to put everything out for scenarios. But I know Seattle cannot get a wild card, and I'm 95% sure if the Rams win Saturday, they clinch the division.
Okay.
Looking at all the stuff on common opponents, because then I believe you're getting down to a 4th tiebreaker. So I think the Rams beat Arizona, they clinch the division.
All right, here are some numbers in the AFC. Yes, no playoff odds, and then percentages and what they have to do to actually get in. The Bengals on the yes plus 550. So are the Colts. Dolphins are between 9 and 11 to 1. The Broncos are minus 350 to make, plus 265 to get in. If they win a game, they're in. Here's what has to happen for the Colts. They need to beat the Giants and then Jacksonville to close out.
Shouldn't be a problem.
The Broncos or the Chargers then have to lose both of their games. Again, Broncos are at Cincy this week. Then they get KC in Week 18. What does that game mean to the Chiefs?
What would you do if you're Andy Reid and you win Wednesday?
See, here's the thing. You're going to have off extended rest to play the following week?
Play them a half?
Absolutely, I would.
I think I am.
There's no doubt in my
mind.
mind.
Kill you. I know. It's a lot of time off then. I think they'll sit people, though, or play a quarter.
Yeah. Miami, remember, Mahomes always wants to play in the preseason. So
That'll be wild for put up numbers and in play if that happens.
Sure. Miami needs to beat the Browns and the Pats, so very doable there for the Dolphins.
No, it's the Jets. Miami plays the Jets.
What did I say?
Pats.
Okay, yeah. Jets. Sorry. The Colts need to lose or tie at least one game. The Broncos and Chargers need to lose out. And then for the Bengals, listen closely here. Here's what has to happen and why plus 550 is unbettable. The Bengals need to beat Denver and Pittsburgh. The Broncos need to lose in Week 18 to the Chiefs. The Dolphins and the Colts need to lose or tie one of their final games. You're seeing 3%. I saw one site give them a 5% chance.
Yeah, come on. Come on with this number.
You're not betting plus 550.
That's outrageous.
Absolutely. In fact, I even looked at like the conference odds or the Super Bowl odds. I'm willing to bet the numbers on the Bengals right now are super low because books are thinking, my God, if they get in and people take 300 to 1 right now, or whatever that fair price would be, we can't offer that because then the Bengals would probably be live. Even though that they're,
I said it earlier.
So bad.
Sorry, I said it earlier. Colts plus 550. That's the bet to make here.
I don't disagree. Giants and Jags back to back.
Yep. How about the awards now? This is not over. Josh Allen did not play well. Lamar was great again. So Allen, which is high as 1 to 10, is now down to $5 and lower than that in some spots. It's getting juicy because Lamar is on Netflix on Christmas. He could have another big game. It's 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They win the division. What if he closes with back-to-back 4 or 5 touchdown games, right? And Allen doesn't play well again. You never know what these voters could do and how that would land with second, third place votes, on and on. So, as Mike Florio said, he's got to vote. A lot of football left. I agree with him. Yeah. Allen's too high.
Okay, let me throw this at you. Is Lamar Jackson going to put together this kind of a season and not walk away with any award? And I say that because what if Josh Allen plays well down the stretch, wins the MVP, because there is a 65 to 1 out there on Jackson to win Offensive Player of the Year.
I see what you're saying. I just think they're just going to give it to Barkley, though. It's because what if he closes strong? He can still get the record.
I know that.
He had a great game Sunday.
I know,
again.
but are
I
you
know
gonna,
it's tough.
When you look at the end of the day and Jackson's numbers are better than Josh Allen's?
Yeah, right.
And you're going to say, wait a second here, we're going to give the guy the MVP because he has a better defense in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Well, that's a little weird. That's all I'm saying.
All right, all right. Worth some pizza money then. Fine.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Barkley, but that's okay. Now, how many guys are we down to 4? Coach of the Year? Does Dan Quinn have a shot?
I say yes.
You do? Okay. Dan Quinn, Campbell, O'Connell, and Reed. That's it, right? I think people got spooked with the executives not even considering Peyton. And then he lost in the Thursday night game.
Yeah, that's
even
right.
though their win total was 5.5 and they can win 10, 11 games. So O'Connell now minus 250.
Well, put it this way. You said, does he have a shot? I'll say Quinn's going to have a case.
Quinn will have a case.
Because,
okay.
again, you cannot forget how awful this organization was.
Yes, they were.
For so long, and it never worked, and it was a dumpster fire. He comes here in year 1 with a rookie quarterback.
Well, I have to give Kingsbury a lot of credit,
That's
though,
fine,
too.
but that doesn't...
But that's okay, fine. But I'm still looking at Andy Reid if they go 16-1, 16-1.
I know.
How the injuries they had. Well, you have Mahomes, but well, okay, but still, they were losing guys every week, and this guy's going to go 16-1.
How about the Vikings lose their final 2 games?
Then it's interesting. Detroit gets to 1. Is Detroit 16-1?
Oh, they could only be 15-2.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, 15-2. Excuse me, yeah. Detroit 1 seed.
No, I'm trying to
15-2.
say, like, at that point, what if the Vikings lose their final 2 games?
I still think he has it. Their win total was 6.5. They were expected to finish last place.
I'm trying to make a case for your bet on Andy Reid right now.
Yeah.
16-1 with the injuries, the offense not that impressive at all the entire year, and just bupkis.
Luck factor? I don't know.
He's
got to be in the running, right? He's got to be
How
up
is he
there.
not? How is he not?
I know. Tough call. Damn. That's a fun race, though. But I would just think with Quinn getting down there to 10-1, that's not enough. Sunday night could help his case.
All right. Make sure you get Sports Trade, the app on your phone right now. Get it on the App Store, Google+. They offer $4 lines and super high limits. I wish we had it in Nevada. For those of you who do have it in your state, definitely go get Sports Trade today. In Pocket Plays coming up next.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. Let's do it, baby. No good within pocket. Tough one. I texted you we should do this sometime about like top 3 or 4 pet peeves or worst things you hate about sports betting. Right up there. I'm not talking, bad beats, of course, what happened, especially if you had the under in the Potato Bowl. How about you bet a soccer match and it's 0-0? I mean, it's just, the three-way will kill you in soccer, but to have a 0-0, you just feel empty inside. And that's what happened Port Vale and Carlisle in League 2. Swing and a miss. Total misread. Tennessee and the under. Oh. Buckeyes go touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. That was awesome in what they did. And I'll tell you, we're going to talk to our guy in Cleveland, Tony Rizzo. What is the deal with Buckeye fans? How do you give up? There were 40,000 Tennessee fans there. You gave up on your team? I thought those are hardcore, great sports fans.
Well, I wonder.
They invaded their stadium.
How many? But didn't you say that there was a code that leaked early? And is it possible that many Tennessee fans got their hands on tickets?
Or you sold them too, but but they're only allotted 3,500. Like, how did that many Tennessee fans get in there, though?
Well,
Mitch, there were 40,000, Pat 40 said.
Okay, but back up a second here. I mean, you've ripped Ryan Day as much as anybody.
Sure.
Right? You'd be right in that same crowd with them. Pissed off, don't want the guy back, completely bummed how they lost to Michigan, total travesty. And if you could sell that ticket to a Tennessee fan and make your money and then some on season tickets, would you do it? Probably.
Well, they were excited to go. They were coming in nonstop. How about all the tents? Tennessee playing Rocky Top? Tennessee fans setting up shop. And got humiliated. Connor over rushing yards, no problem, winner. And then he got hurt. You tell me the game plan. You tell me you're going to get involved. You got to get him a touchdown. McBride did nothing. Thielen stayed under, too. I think he had 45 yards and had the touchdown, but not enough there. No good. Okay. Notre Dame, Indiana under. Winner. Florida Lane 12 against Tulane. Friday winner. Buccaneers killed me. No good. And the Chiefs ice cream against the Texans. That's all the graded. One new play. Like Washington Sunday night going to back again. I think I just don't understand this line. It's Dan Quinn, defensive guy, against a rookie quarterback making his first ever road start. Gotta have it game, and Atlanta's defense is terrible. I don't see them slowing down Daniels at all. After what he just did to Philadelphia? 5 touchdown passes? Washington -4 Sunday night.
All right, recapping the weekend that was. No, Tennessee was no good. +7.5 against Ohio State. And I talked about that on Friday.
Oh, it was popular.
I should have gotten off the bet. I never did. I'll tell you, here's one of my things that I hate about sports betting, but you got to move on. Kendrick Bourne, I had over 18.5 receiving yards. He had 18. I think it's worse to lose a player prop by a half than it is to lose a game by a half.
Happened to me a couple weeks ago on a May rushing prop.
Yeah, I fell for it like a dummy, even though saying the numbers were stupid. There you go. That's good, huh? Trey McBride, no good.
What
Same
happened?
game parlay.
What happened?
Carolina's defense is atrocious against tight ends.
Oh.
Here's another one. Jadarian Price, Notre Dame, got to 38 yards rushing. 2 more carries, lost 6 yards. This is in the third quarter, I believe. Never saw the ball again. Goes under 36.5. James Conner went over. Caleb Williams, no INT. That's been a gold mine going back good, what, 2 months?
Yeah.
That was +120.
8 in a row, whatever. Yeah, 8 in a row without interception.
So here's what I'm adding this week. Week 17, Vikings at home, -120. Money line against the Packers.
Rodney Dangerfield team.
Yes, absolutely.
How many games you got to win before people believe?
Spurs, Knicks over Christmas Day, 225.5. Bet that a while ago. And Sam Darnold, comeback player of the year, 25-1. Are books going to repost that market at all this year?
I would hope so.
I don't know if they will or not.
Put up low limits then. Well, we're all in the dark like you are. Who knows what's going to happen?
Nobody knows who's going to win.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic under 30.5 points tonight. He's been trending three out of his last 4 games way under this number, not shooting as much. Tough matchup tonight against Nurkic and the Suns.
That should go over tonight.
That game?
232?
Well, let's hope he's not part of it. I go under 30.5 with it's a good number, by the way, because other books were down to like 29.5 with juice to the under.
All right. If you're the kind of player who wants to drop $10,000 or more on an NFL line at the best price in the market, or you're looking for instant acceptance on your in-game bets, you need Sport Trade, the app that's revolutionizing sports betting. $4 lines instead of the standard $10. Instant in-game betting Great player service. Sport Trade delivers a premium betting experience like no other. Live in Jersey, Colorado, Iowa, Arizona, and Virginia. Download Sport Trade today. Use code VEASAN. Get a 10% cash back on every wager during your first week. Got to be 21 to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. $4 lines, high limits. Get it now. Sport Trade.
Here are some really eye-popping numbers at vsin.com when you click on tools and go to the NBA player prop analyzer. James Harden is 24-4 under 3.5 made threes on the year.
Strong.
That's his number tonight at DK.
Okay. How about my guy?
Wemby?
My guy.
2.5 made threes, but a minus 150.
Outrageous.
You got to go over to. I should have had that in pocket.
Look at the attempts.
The attempts are there.
He's been great. How about 10 blocks the other night?
I know it.
Love this guy. In the playoff mix. No doubt.
I forgot to talk about that. Yeah, give that out. I got to bet that too. Thank you for the reminder.
Got to bet the Wemby.
2.5, yep.
Bet Wemby on Christmas too. Put on a show at the Garden.
Okay, good one. Derek White is 22-5 over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists, his number tonight. How good is that? Jaylen Brown, his teammate, 19-4 over 3.5 assists. It's a tough matchup tonight because they get Orlando. I'll give you an example. I'm not playing the Tatum rebounds prop tonight. It's a big number, inflated, and Orlando's tricky. And in fact, over the weekend, when these numbers get a little bit too high, Karl Anthony Towns did not go over on Saturday. He got in foul trouble. Mm-hmm. So he sat for a bunch of that first half, but he never went out. He's been a machine for a month now. And so he finally stayed under one of his rebounding prop numbers.
What's the worst airplane experience you've ever had? Flight?
Oh, man.
I
need to think about it for sure.
Okay. FTM at VSiN.com.
I sat in the same row as somebody who just reeked.
BO?
Big time, yes.
BBO? Beyond BO?
It was really bad.
Horrific BO.
Yeah.
How long was the flight?
3 hours.
Oh, God. What'd you do? Just had to take it?
Oh, you got to sit there and take it the whole time.
Really? Can't wait to talk to Brad Powers Thursday. So we know he did the game day doubleheader.
Right.
He went to the Notre Dame game Friday night, and then he went to Columbus to watch Ohio State, and Tennessee had great seats. So he's coming home. Had to have an emergency landing in Kansas City today. The guy in the row behind me had a mental breakdown and started screaming he wanted to kill everyone on the plane, police, FBI, happy holidays.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Emergency landing. Then, old guy sitting a couple rows in front of him watching porn on his phone.
You're kidding me.
Volume on.
You're kidding me.
What is going on? I don't leave the house. This is why.
Oh, that's not why.
Same thing. You believe this? You believe this? Who
no,
does
I can't.
this? What a nut job.
No, I cannot. Well, I can believe the first one. I can't believe the second one.
You can believe the first one.
Oh, I can see somebody having a mental breakdown, of course.
I could see the second one. The guy doesn't have...
Oh, that's absurd.
The guy's old. He's... I'm saying... Okay.
You're watching and it's on Crush. You got the volume on the phone.
Maybe they didn't know the volume was out there for people. I don't know.
That to me, you know better. A mental breakdown, that can happen in the sports book tonight. Who knows?
Oh.
You never know when that's going to happen.
Oh, God. FTM at VSiN.com. Old guy, too. Old guy's watching.
Old guy had the breakdown, or was he?
Old guy was watching the pornography.
Old guy's watching porn on the phone with volume up. That's a new one.
Emergency landing.
I can't even be mad at it because who am I to say I wouldn't watch? But it's on a plane. You're in front of people in a public setting like that with the volume on. That's a totally different animal.
Imagine that kids. It's like the Curb Your Enthusiasm. Dad, turn the volume down. What are you? I can hear it down. What are you doing? Well, what's the problem? You got the volume all the way. I can hear the...
Ooh, no, emergency landing. You hear about that stuff once in a while, but...
Oh, happy holidays indeed. Man, coming up, we got the pregame, Humans and Von Tobel. Monday Night Football. We'll go out to Lambeau, talk to Mike Detillier, our friend, about the outlook for the rest of the season and tonight with the Saints. And then stick around as they got prime time from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Cashing out Joe Ceraulo, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then the VSiN Morning Line, 7 to 8 as well. And get the watch and listen. Get the app. It's awesome. Check out every show replays as well.
All right, pal. Merry Christmas.
All right.
You're off tomorrow.
You too, buddy.
Have a good couple of days. Mike Palm's going to be sitting in. We're going to go over cross-sport parlays to give out as Christmas gifts tomorrow. And the biggest waste of money you've ever spent in your entire life.
Like it.
With Christmas here, we'll flip it, though. The thing that you thought you never needed and you absolutely love. So tomorrow's going to be a fun show as well. Enjoy it. We're back for another full hour here.